Hello, beautiful lights. Hello, and welcome to day 5 of the 5-day challenge for heightening your spiritual connection. It has been such an incredible journey with you all. Thank you so much for participating. It's been so wonderful seeing all of your posts in our Facebook group, Heightening Your Spiritual Connection. And just so amazing to witness your growth just in a week. So I hope you enjoyed all of the days, and looking back, it was just really exciting to see you all open up to your synchronicity on day 1. Isn't it amazing to see all of these different events overlap and coincide, and for us to see that really truly Spirit is at work? So amazing. And then day 2, it was really neat to hear your comments about meditation. For those of you who already have a meditation practice in play, or for those of you who are just starting out, it was really neat to get your feedback about the body scan meditation that I put together and how you responded to that. And then day 3 was all about self-love. And how amazing, how incredible to hear how you cultivated self-love. And remember, we are all created by our Creator in perfect form for this lifetime. And then there was day 4, raising your vibration. And it was really neat to hear your calls to action, including what makes you laugh and also what brings you joy. So thank you so much for sharing. And now on to day 5. So day 5 is looking at your spiritual senses, and these are also known as clairs. So your spiritual senses do coincide with your 5 senses, and then there are actually more clairs beyond that. So if we were going to look at all 5 of your senses, first of all, we have clairvoyance. And clairvoyance is vision inside and out of your head. So these may be images or symbols that you have in your head. They may be events that you have in your head, and also things that you see outside of yourself. So that is known as clairvoyance. So another clair is known as clairaudient. So this clair is heightened if your ears ring, or if perhaps you hear whispers from Spirit, or maybe you actually hear Spirit in full volume and you hear their messages in full volume. So that is clairaudient. So then we have clairgustatory, and that is being able to taste something from Spirit. So sometimes during my readings, it may be, let's say, a grandma who used to bake, and so she'll show me maybe a pie or something like that, and then sometimes I actually taste the pie, okay? So as we're looking at the senses, there's also a sense where you feel or you are being touched by something. And so there are 2 clairs for that. So one is called Clair Tangency, and Clair Tangency is known as if you feel an object. So sometimes what happens is that loved ones from Spirit, they may put an object in my hand, like a key in my hand. I've also had one time somebody gave me from Spirit a military pin because they had been in the Air Force and their niece was also in the Air Force. So they were giving their niece the military pin, and they were putting it in my hand to give to her. So that's called Clair Tangency, being able to feel an object. And then another touch is called clairtaction, and that's actually perhaps feeling somebody's hand in yours, somebody from Spirit, and feeling their hand in yours. Sometimes with some of the animals, I will feel their fur, and so that can be along the lines of that clairtaction also. And so there are times times, usually dogs, when dogs come in from spirit, they usually rub against my leg, so I can feel their fur against my leg. And then when cats come in, they usually jump on my lap and then they just send their fur flying. So a lot of times I'm kind of trying to get the fur out of my nose as they jump into my lap. Another Clair is known as Clair Scent, and that's being able to smell things from spirit. So a lot of times I smell smoke. I smell smoke when there is somebody who has been a smoker within their life. So it's a loved one in spirit and they were a smoker. So sometimes they come in really heavy and actually my nose will stuff up with the smoke. So those are the clairs that coincide with your five senses. And then there's also a clair known as Claircognizance. Okay, so this is like precognition. This is being able to know that something's going to happen before it happens. And as we talked about on day 2, for me, because I have cultivated such a intense meditation practice, not necessarily intense, it's just a routine that I have. So a routine of meditation practice. I have that claircognizance pretty strong. So the next day, if I have a good meditation, I'm able to know what's going to happen before it happens. It's kind of neat. And actually, sometimes I know as I'm going into the grocery store that I might see somebody I know. So it's kind of neat to have that. And another clair is known as Clair Sentient. And Clair Sentient is feeling emotions. And so those who have a high gift in Clair Sentient, they may walk into a room and they may just not feel right. And so that is Clair Sentience. So they're actually feeling the energy. And so they may feel that they just don't feel like it's a good situation, okay? And so if this happens to you, then you may be Clair Sentient. Also, you may be in conversation with somebody and you just feel really good inside. And so that's also known as Clair Sentient, where you're feeling that. You may also feel emotions from others. So sometimes I call my spiritual advising students who are clairsentient, it's almost as if we're an emotional sponge and we just take in all of the emotions of those around us. So those are the clairs, and your call to action for today is to set aside 10 minutes, and you can sit during these 10 minutes, you can walk during these 10 minutes, but I want you to be able to experience your senses. And so as you're sitting there, as you're walking, I want you to be able to, let's say, feel that touch. So be sitting there and maybe feel your pants or feel your shirt or feel your hair, okay? So as you're sitting there or walking, you are paying very special attention to whatever you feel or whatever is touching you, okay? So looking at that clairtaction and looking at that clairtangency. And another clair that you can practice is that clairaudience. So as you're walking or sitting, what do you hear? Do you hear birds chirping? Do you hear, if you're walking, do you hear the earth crunching under your feet? So I want you to go ahead and practice and listen and experience the clairs during that 10 minutes. So again, it's just being still. So either through walking or through sitting, you're actually being very, very centered, and you are paying attention to all the sensations. So again, first you would be going through clairaudient and just listening to everything around you. Then you could go into clairvoyance, and you could look around and you could see whatever is around you. So go through those clairs, and as you do that, go ahead and post in the Facebook group what you think your gifts are. We all have gifts and we all have heightened senses of these clairs, okay? So which one are you? Are you clairaudient, clairvoyance? Are you clairgustatory, clairtaction, or clairtangency? Are you clairsent? Are you claircognizance, where you have that precognition? Or are you Clair Sentient, where you can feel others' emotions, or you can feel certain energy as you walk into the room? So go ahead and take that 10 minutes and again, go through your 5 senses and then go through that claircognizance. Has there ever been times where you knew something was going to happen before it happened? And go ahead and go through the Clair Sentient. And within yourself, I feel you know if you can feel others' emotions. So go ahead and do that and post in the group what you feel your gifts are. And I want to be there for you to cultivate them even more. So take very special care, and I look forward to seeing what your gifts are in the Facebook group, Heightening Your Spiritual Connection. Take very special care. Much light, love, and blessings to you.